Going back to the first haunted house that I ever lived in, I uploaded that video a couple videos back, and I happened to mention an experience I had about my sister. Well, I figure since we're talking about this, I will just make a video on it. So, like I said, this is the first haunted house that I ever lived in. And the experience about my sister was this. She was a cigarette smoker. And she asked me, she said, she asked me if I would go upstairs into her bedroom and get her a pack of cigarettes. And I really didn't want to, and I kind of said, oh, do I have to? That kind of thing. Because I was scared of the upstairs. I was scared of the cellar, and I was scared of the upstairs. Of course, she made me go up. So I would always go up very slowly up the stairs. It was very narrow too, and it kind of turned, curved. And I always, when I left upstairs, I always ran down the stairs. Actually, I fell a couple of times because I was so scared. But anyway, so she made me go up there to get her cigarettes. So I went into her bedroom. And I'm looking, and I walk over to the dresser where she put the cigarettes. And I was always very terrified of mirrors. I don't know if I experienced something and just blacked it out or whatever. I don't know why I was scared of mirrors. I was so afraid that I was going to see something. Well, anyways, I'm trying not to look in the mirror and just focus on the top of her dresser, right? So then I grabbed the pack of cigarettes and I happened to look up, and then I was frozen. I remember that, feeling like I was frozen. And then I heard a knock, and it was almost like I had no control over my body or whatever, because then I remember turning and walking over to the closet. Now the closet door is here, and then the doorway to go out of the bedroom into the hallway was right next to each other. And so I remember looking down and putting my hand on the doorknob, and I felt scared, but then I felt like I had to open that door, right? So I remember turning the doorknob really slow. And then I opened it, and there in front of me was my sister looking at me, standing there, looking back at me. And I remember being frozen, but very confused. How did my sister get up here? She was just downstairs. You know what I mean? So how could she be in two places at once? That kind of thing. So why that was going through my mind, so confused on what the heck is going on kind of thing. Then I heard my sister from downstairs saying, what's taking you so long? Bring down my cigarette. And then that kind of snapped me out of the being frozen kind of thing. And then the thing or whatever, my sister in the closet just disappeared. Because when I snapped out of it, I kind of shook my head and my eyes. And when I opened up my eyes, that thing was just gone. Talk about running down the stairs. I ran down the stairs so fast, I mean. And I said to my sister, I remember saying to my sister, how did you get upstairs and then you're down here again, And she said, what are you talking about? Just give me my cigarettes, right? But I'll never forget that. That was I'll never forget it because I saw my sister in the closet when she was downstairs. But I'll never forget the feeling, too, of I just felt frozen, and I felt like I had no control over my body, heading right over to the closet and opening up that closet door, I had to do that, right? So that was a weird experience on how I saw something that looked just like my sister, but yet she was downstairs. Did you ever experience anything like that before? Oh, God, I don't know. Anyways, that's my story about that first haunted house about my sister. Oh, by the way, I could tell you a quick little story about what happened to my younger brother. Like I told you, a lot of stuff happened in that house, but this is another thing I'll never forget. I don't know if you ever saw in the old houses where for your heat to rise, like up or down, like you have these vents in the floor. Like you might see, like nowadays you might see thinner ones. Well, these were really like wide and square, right? With a heavy metal plate kind of thing on it to let the air from downstairs, upstairs flow through, right? And then my brother, actually, it was the same freaking bedroom. Now that I think about it, my younger brother was at this time was staying in that bedroom. I believe my sister moved out at this time, but anyways, we're all downstairs and we hear this screaming, right? And then we came out of, like, we were in the kitchen. We came out, we're in the dining room, near the dining room and living room area, right? And right between the dining room and the living room, there's that vent, right? So the air could go up to the second floor. We see a leg hanging out of it, right? And we're like, what the heck? So we're all rushing up there, right? He got so scared, and then he ran over this thing, and I don't know how this happened because that thing is heavy, and my brother was very young, so he wasn't that heavy or anything. He was just a young kid, and probably like, I don't know, 7 or something, maybe even younger. But anyways, so my father had to like pull him up and get his one leg out of the vent there that just fell open. So then, of course, and then my mother's asking him, what happened? And then he was crying, and he was saying how he saw a man standing in the doorway, and he had this funny hat on, and then he disappeared. And then that's when he tried to run out of the room, and then he was so shooken up, and then his leg went through the radiator vent or whatever it's called. So yeah, that was really weird. And he ascribed, it's so weird because he ascribed, because my mother said, well, what did the hat look like? And I don't know if you ever see the back, I don't even know if it's still there like this or not, but back in the Massachusetts, on the Massachusetts Pipe, was it the highway? There's a big sign to say welcome to Massachusetts, and it's like this guy with this kind of hat on. It was kind of like that kind of hat, he said like on the sign. So I don't know, but anyway, so that scared us all, and I felt so bad for my brother. He was really crying. He was really shooken up. He didn't get hurt, by the way, thank God. Good thing both legs didn't fall through, because he would have been stuck. But yeah, it was pretty scary. That was another experience too. Hey, I hope you sleep well tonight. Thank you. Bye.